What is up, all my miniature lovers and viewers of this channel? I know it's been a while since I've done a video. I know it's been even longer than since me and Mike has done podcasts, but as everyone on YouTube is now going to be saying, this year is coming up to a closure. See that? So I think this year my goal is going to be, I am trying to do a new series, and this is going to be the first couple of videos coming in here. But we're talking about hobbying in 2020, going into 21, going into 22. I've done a lot. If you guys follow on links down below, my Instagram, where I post all my pictures of stuff that I've kind of worked on. I know I haven't worked on a lot this year, but I'm hoping this project I'm about to start will help me kind of get that drive again. If you want to see art from the lady where I get my talents from, her link will be down below. It's my mom. See, look at her. She's more the artist painting side, like actual painting and drawing. So if you want to see where I kind of get that from, feel free to look on there, show her some love. With that, and the cat lays down. What's this all about? Well, maybe if you can tell by the title, if I put it in there, or the hint I got at the beginning, as is tradition with the coming of the end of the year and Christmas shopping, places have sales, big sales, and me being a bit down and having some issues lately, personal ones, I felt I needed a pick-me-up, but instantly regretted it, like everyone else does. But yeah, so without further ado, as Gigi cleans herself in front of the camera here, excuse me, baby girl, gotta go over there. Today's video, the big project reveal, the bolt action, boom, bada boom. Pegasus braid. So they make these boxes, all based off very popular battles. A bunch of them have names based off movies or books. They all have a collector's edition that gives you more. And they have the base versions, which is this. I have the Stalingrad box and this one now. So I'd say for what your money gets, especially in Canadian, because it is a European store like a lot of them. So you gotta factor in what you're getting for how much you're paying, especially when the dollar value of when they produce it can go up and down each week. They do have a US rest of the world store, which goes based off US currency, which the exchange rate is a lot better compared to going from Euro to Canadian to Euro. So in my opinion, best boxes to get, if you guys, especially if you're looking to say like I'm doing with this, which is the project I'll talk about after I finish this ramble, I can actually complete it without having to look over my shoulder, because the cat, is the Battle for Berlin, D-Day box, Stalingrad. I can't remember if there's another one. Oh, Island Hop, and then Stalingrad and Island Hop would be the two, would be side by side. Pegasus Bridge would be last, just because of what you get. They kind of balance it to be all sort of equal to them. I think it's more like a weight. So if you're looking for like a starter box, this isn't that. At least this not this one. But yeah, so this isn't a starter box. This is not at least what you get in this base version. This is more of a add-on box. So I'd say you guys would have to, at least for the British player, this is British-German, British paratroopers to be more exact, you'll have to buy another box, a 30-man box, just to make a, just to add, or even a 10-man box. You can find them in your store to add on to it. But all the box is designed to be played at its level. Again, with historicals, you're always going to have disadvantage, advantage, because it's all based on real history. Let's get into the opening here. This is the Pegasus Bridge box. If you've got the special edition, it basically came with some extra buildings. It came with basically a start collecting army box. Every game has that of both sides, plus what's in here. Let's get into this. I'm excited. I've been waiting all week to do this. Again, like you've seen in other videos. I'll have a timestamp down below to say when to skip straight to the opening. So I'm doing a Bridge Too Far themed army / table. So this bridge is the only way you can get it through Tallery. is through this box. Italeri themselves, the miniature makers, make a kit, in my opinion, if you don't care too much about like high quality, posable, create your own minis to make them look sort of different, like that Warhammer, Infinity, War Machine sort of feel, go with the Italeri box over this one if you can. For your value, you get a bunch of vehicles. You don't get the big buildings, which we'll show right here. You don't get these buildings here, but you get double the miniatures, and you get the bridge, and you get more terrain to throw around and stuff, and you get like full-on armies. And they're the same size because they're made by the same people. It is definitely, the Italeri range is definitely more for modeling and making dioramas, but it's a better alternative if you want the Pegasus bridge. Or again, split the cost with the 3 different people and get the special edition of this one. So we have the box here. I just got into it. Thank you for waiting. I know this video is going to be very sporadic. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Don't get a lot of weekends to myself, and I'm just not feeling up to it. So sorry if I feel sort of drony and more than normal, but here we are. So this is the box. As you can see, nice arts made by the artists at Osprey/Warlord. The bridge is made by Sarasa, if that's how you say it. They do sort of MDF, whatever you call it, that wood stuff. We got the sides, and then lastly we have the back here. Shows you everything you have. This does come with an exclusive miniature, which you can actually buy by himself too. So I have a spare. At the time when this box was made, he was exclusive to the box, but he comes in another box with some other guys. Market Garden is my favorite sort of mid-war, late-war operation, even though it's one of the messiest that they have besides the landings in Italy, which caused a lot of people to learn how to swim very quickly, and if gliders can float, which, dark humor. Made in Britain, of course. All of it's made in Britain, so at least you're paying for quality, unlike Games Workshop, where a lot of their stuff is now in China. Their books, their training, all that. So I didn't know this because not a lot of people talk about it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but over here in this area here, this building does have interior, so it has rooms and stuff. No one's ever showed me that, so maybe my opinion of it has gone slightly up more. The bridge does work, so it can click up and down. So this is a board here I've seen. This is kind of like a board I'm going to be building. So it's not going to be as advanced as this. It will have the foam where it can sit on. It'll be a centerpiece, just like the factory from Stalingrad. This comes with some decals, machine gun crew, gun nest. That's the real thing I wanted, the gun nest. This thing right here. We got some 24 Germans. We got 12 British. We got Major Howard, the metal guy. We got some telephone poles, which are just wood pieces, which if you have, when you break this out, because they're all on like sheets of wood, you can make your own poles out of them, but it's nice to have more. Booklet with rules, like basic rules, scenarios, and assembly instructions. Rules for playing the scenarios. So this is like self-contained scenarios that you can play, or you can buy the Operation Market Garden book, and this is part of that. Cafes, and the major thing why you buy this box, the bridge. So basically a $400 bridge. So we go flip over here, let us open the box and suction. Cool, nothing in the lid. So as is tradition, very small actually. The Stalingrad box was very full. We have on the side here, as you can see, all their different games. So this is black powder. So that Napoleonic era stuff I was talking about, like rows of guys and cannons and muskets. Hail Caesar, their Roman version. I'd actually like to play that. Then of course you have the World War II, World War I stuff, which is Battle for Berlin. That's the box I was talking about, and the Band of Brothers, which is their starter box based off the show. It's cool. Game's fun. Everything is awesome. I love it. So, as we get into this thing, as you guys can actually see inside, we have a wood box here. So let's open that. I think this is where all the sprues are. Yep. So this is the sprues with decals I can see. So we have our old school Germans. Yeah, this is the older sprue because they have the base on it. I do like these older ones a lot better just because most of them you had to glue the guns into the hands, and I like having the ability to change weapons, like to make them more veterans or something, say they pick it up. Or if you want to do some cool poses like they're laying down or holding a wound or something, or throwing your grenade or hopping over a fence. But we have that here. The sprue. Take a photo here for you guys so you can see it in better detail. Or I'll find pictures on... Actually, I'll find pictures online for you guys. And of these sprues. Because Warlord has pictures of the sprues. So all the pictures you'll see of the sprues and stuff will be from the Warlord website. Or somewhere else if I can't find one on there. Again, another German sprue. So for the Germans, it should give you enough to make 3 to 4, 3 at least squads of infantry of 8 man. Make another NG team or medic or sniper, and your commander plus his running man and more sprues. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4 sprues of basically Germans. I believe if you buy them in the 30-man box, you should get I think 2 more sprues to make a full box of 30, which is normally $60, $65 now Canadian, and that would make you your 30-man box. So you're basically 1 sprue off from a full box in here. So if you're a German player and you need an extra squad of tier grenadier, you get the better deal out of this box. Then we have the old school British paratroopers. The new commando range just came out, which the model you'll see at the intro there as I pan through, kind of talk about models. I might show a picture of them too. Is the new line. This is the old line of them, but even at old, they're really nicely detailed. I don't know if this camera's picking it up, I'm sorry, but you get 1 and 2 sprues, which again, 6 per. You have your water transfers. I find these water transfers are a little bit harder to work with than the Games Workshop stuff, but that means they're just more resilient, so you won't accidentally have them sliding off on you. And your bases, the machine gun crew base, normal guys. This is from the German box, and these are from those. So forth. Doesn't matter to me. Next off we have is these little baggies. Okay, so we have the machine gun crew and Howard himself. Let's take a look. So here we have is Howard. He's missing an arm. So it looks like a different pose of the one that I have. So this is him in action. The other one I have is more like when he's an actual being the general after they've been there for a while. So this is like landing version of him. Again, I'll try to take a photo, Lewis, of him and try to show it to you guys. Then we have our basic here MG squad. They're laying down. I have a bunch of these, but if you're a German player, you definitely have a bunch because a lot of their theater selectors let you play with 2 of them, and their army special rule relies on you having them because Hitler's buzzsaw gives you +1 die to your machine guns. But despite them being metal, oh, this one actually wasn't that bent. Their metal is really nice. I play Sisters, if a lot of you may know. Play Sisters. So here we have the anti-air / anti-gun, anti-tank gun itself. Pretty thick. Here's the mount. Gun shield. This is heavy. More gun stuff. The breech. And then of course the crew. And spotter. which I like these guys because you can either put them on the base and make them cool. I have another base in my room, so if there's not one in here for it, I'll just make one. But you can use these guys for a lot of things. Use sniper squads, you can use them as spotters for these guys, spotters for other artillery pieces, stuff like that. Next off we have is this purple piece here, bubble wrap. This is the gun pit and sandbags. So the little instruction manual about how to deal with resin. Basically you wash it before you use it because of mold release. Sandbag. Just one? I thought it comes with 2 sandbags. Unless I'm mistaken and that was for the so get back in this. This is the piece, really nicely detailed, textured dirt. I've you guys seen in the other video, smooth the bottom because resin. Seen the other video, I got the Stalingrad, sort of like the fountain. I really wanted that piece because it's an iconic thing. Here's the base mount for that anti-tank gun there. You're supposed to use this as that. This is their base for it. So anyone can kind of grab it and use it. But next off we have in the top here is the book. And it does look like there is a rule page on here, so you can actually just, I'll give them that. The Stalingrad box didn't have this, so I guess you could kind of use this as a starter. It won't give you a fair chance to start unlike if two of you bought 2 starter boxes, especially if you buy the Conflict, which is their sci-fi version of this, like their alternate history if it continued with the nukes basically made a rift and technology, stuff like that. So like basically World Call of Duty like zombies. Or Steel Battalion, if you played that game or seen it. It's kind of like that. So those will give you rule books. But anyways, this gives you a actual rule sheet on the back, which I'm going to photocopy this and put it into my army case, because this actually has everything you need, and this is 2nd edition as far as I'm aware. Let me do a quick check. Yep, this is 2nd edition. Easiest way you can tell for those who might not know the difference. Kind of the charts, besides how they're organized, nicely organized, is HE weapons, instead of being dice, like D6, 2D6, is templates, just like old school 4th edition. The guys who made this game are the guys who made 4th edition Warhammer 40k, or at least some of them that originally were there. I don't know if they're still there, but here we go. We got the play sheet. Then of course we got the front here, kind of tells you what you should get, kind of tells you about the British. This is how they're building it, so you guys probably should build it as they show it on here. Most of the missions are going to get that way. For those who are getting this who already have an army, build it any way you want. And then here's the German sort of outline, stuff about the Germans, how you should build it, how they normally ran campaigns. Play all these scenarios, points, stuff, whoever wins. I have the glider, how to do trenches, how they suggest it. Actually, how these guys like, because there's special rules in each campaign book, like, hey, this is desert, this is how you do sandy terrains and stuff. They actually, surprisingly, I don't know if it's intentional or not, or if it is, but whoever writes it, you did a really good job, because you kind of accidentally, maybe purposely, gave us really good tips about how to make your own terrain, which Warhammer and a lot of like other bigger companies like War Machine have sadly gone away with, and they're like, if we don't make it and you don't buy it, fuck you. You guys have been very for the gamer, by the gamer. So good on you, Warlord. I will continue to support you. I know you've had a couple of price hikes and a lot of people got angry. You guys moved and doing stuff. You haven't, I say get a North American warehouse and we're good to go. But I think you guys are still the better, more friendlier modelers out there for the game, so I'm going to continue supporting you. We got glider assault. So this glider I bought. I'm making this terrain piece. So you got your scenario, how it's laid out, how to play. Got some buildings. Basically, a lot of these scenarios are based off the kind of like the movie. And then at the back here, we got like rules, special rules, as I was talking about. How to build the sheet. Some of these older sprues don't have numbers on them, so having this picture is very important. As you can see here, Bam. So this is a very important sheet to have. One for the Germans and how to build the gun crew, which not a lot of these things, and the machine gun crew, which a lot of these, they don't have them in the boxes to begin with. A lot of it is on their website, so having it printed here is very nice. It looks like they definitely want you to build a crew in this bunker turret. So we'll see what I can do. And then we got the rules for each unit. So they definitely want you to build them as this. I'd say, because you don't really have a vehicle, unless this has armor, I'd say build it as a mortar team instead. And Grenadiers, 39 anti-tank, 50 millimeter gun shield shriekers. Yeah, because the whole story was a bunch of guys who didn't know combat got thrown into battle because Germany, World War II. 1942, Germany, World War II. Alright, lastly we get into the big chunks of this box. The last pieces here. Oh, look at that. That is just wood. The weight, 12 pounds of wood. So we have the, get the box out of here. Put all the stuff back in there when I'm done. But here we have the bridge, and the buildings are also in here too. As you can see, huge chunks. When you work on this stuff, things to note, I have used super glue on some parts. It just won't stay without it. But generally, for the most part, Ceres is really good with, you just need some PVA glue. Don't water it down, just straight PVA glue like Elmer's glue or wood glue works. Wood glue will take a little bit longer to dry, but your hands will also get really blackened and darkened from the and grimy from where it's been like basically ashened or charred by the cutter, because it is a hot laser cutting into wood, and it's just wood. So your hands will get filthy. Work on a place that you don't mind getting the table grimy or white glued and stuff like that. But I will open this and we will look at the books and look at some of it, and then we'll wrap up the video. 2, 1. Alright guys, so we have just unwrapped this, and whoo, it smells like wood. I like wood. Carpenters in me, I like that. So here we go, we have the instructions. These can be a little bit weird. Sometimes they don't like, especially with the Stalingrad box. And from what I've heard responses on the Warlord slash, I listen to a podcast called Snafu, Operation Snafu. Listen to those guys, they're really good. I've heard that this bridge is a pain in the ass to build. Stalingrad box at the factory wasn't hard, it was just the instructions aren't super clear. Like, they don't have lines to draw where they go, but you can generally kind of tell how they work. They are in order, so they kind of like say page 1, page 1, page 2, page 3, so on and so forth. They are double-sided, as you can see here. The gears, how this works. So bridge, and then we get into the houses. So they do have rooms, they have doors. That's that. Get this box here, put them in there. So we have paper. This is your front of the buildings, and I think these are the things to help with the railing so it closes. Basically the outer details to give it like 3D space lookingness. They are very fragile, so be careful. Some of these thinner pieces can also be. Yeah, the first part here, this looks like the house. House isn't that big either. Disappointed. But the detail is nice. Stuff will fall out like that, so don't be alarmed. It's meant to. I actually like keeping these pieces because I like using them on bases. You can use them as the smaller ones. You can use them as bricks from buildings. These larger ones, you can use them as tiling, like floor tiling, or streets, like the brick streets that they do if you just kind of like slightly offset them. So they're good for basing material or spacing, sizing, what have you. This stuff can kind of fold, I believe. No, it doesn't look like. Sometimes they make the lines in here as if they can fold. More parts of the building. So here's a long one, so the building is long on that one. Then I think that last piece, last board we looked at was the part of the bridge. Here's the other part of the houses. Definitely either house or bridge. I think this is bridge. It is falling apart on me, so I think it is bridge. Yeah, like I was saying, this will fall apart on you as you open it, so make sure you open it and you keep everything intact, or you open it when you're about to work on it. More parts of the bridge. Bridge is ginormous. You can fit a whole tank on it, like an actual model tank. This might be more bridge or house. I think it's bridge. The top here will have notes. On the paper, it'll tell you what these notes are. I believe these are just dates that this was made and badge numbers. But the paper also, I believe, tells you about it. Part of the bridge. Okay, here's the thingies that go up and down on the bridge. Don't see anything about telephone poles yet. But I believe we may have seen them already. More bridge. I believe they're on there, so more bridge pieces. These are really fragile, so I'm going to be careful with those. And basically the same all the way down. So there you go, guys. There you have it. That was the Pegasus bridge box. Thank you for watching. I know it's a long-winded video, kind of all over the place. My thoughts, dealing with cats, all that stuff. But that was the bridge, and piece of ice as I was putting this away into the box. Things like really thin stuff was falling out, and I almost crushed one. You will unintentionally or intentionally break stuff on here, especially if you want to make it look damaged. Again, this is, as much as it is wood and it can be sturdy, it can break easily, and that's where you'll need the super glue. So that was this is the Pegasus bridge box basic set. So if you guys liked this video, or you guys are interested in me doing this, my next video I'm going to be doing, it's going to be another long one. I'm going to be building the bridge from this. I haven't seen any other videos do it, so that way if you guys want to build the bridge yourself, either if you get the Italy version or this one, you guys can kind of see from my mistakes what not to do. I might actually stream it, stream me building it on this table like this, how the setup is now. So if you guys found this video helpful or cool, and you want to see that bridge, check the streams. Probably streaming to YouTube, or I'll be streaming to my Twitch actually, which is in my YouTube that you can click. If you have any questions, concerns, or any ideas or topics or anything to help me with this project, or want to follow along yourself, feel free to leave comments down below. With that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye.
It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know. The side of Piccadilly, farewell Leicester Square. It's a long, long way to Tipperary.
And I've been well, it's a good thing Glenn has a terabyte of hard drive. I don't know if the dishwasher or the washing machine's gonna go crazy, so we're gonna sit here for a second and see